Let's get started. So, hello everyone. Thank you all for joining us today for the first ever IS Industry Panel Night presented by the Management Information Systems Society here at UCR. My name is Hannah Dembla and I'm the Vice President of Marketing for the MIS Society. The MIS Society is an organization that specializes in developing and promoting professional skills in information systems, data analytics, and other related fields. We host professional and technical development workshops for resume building, interview practice, and software training to better prepare our students for the challenges that come with an information systems related career. First and foremost, on behalf of the entire MIS Society Board, we would like to thank you, the audience, for spending your Wednesday night with us and our lineup of incredible panelists. You won't be disappointed. We have a great lineup of amazing panelists who are UCR alumni or current students. They have worked at places like EY, Intel, CNN, UCR Startup, FreeLogic, and IVJ Jewelers. We even have a student that is the creator of the first jewelry piece to hold NFT. Each shares a similarity of having a concentration in information systems. Without further ado, let's meet our panelists.
Hello, everybody. My name is Heidi Chen Xing Yi, and I graduated from UCR with a Bachelor's of Science in Information Systems last year in June 2020. Back at UCR, I used to just try out many different things. So at the start of in my freshman or sophomore year, I used to be a part of the fashion club as well as an honor society. I also got a job as a peer advisor at the career center, and I worked there from my freshman year all the way till my last year, or all the way until I graduated. During my time at UCR, I was also part of the business fraternity called Phi Chi Theta, and I also worked at the International Student Office as a International Student Orientation Student Assistant Coordinator. That role is always a mouthful, but I think, lastly, I was also part of honors. So I worked with Dr. Elaine Wong as well as Dr. Michael Hesselhoon for my capstone project. A fun fact about myself, my birthday is on Christmas, or actually I'll share two fun facts. So my birthday is on Christmas, and so the question that I always get a lot is, do you get one present or two presents? And then the next fun fact is I'm from Singapore, so everybody will ask me, did you watch Crazy Rich Asians? I always get these two questions when I share fun facts about myself. My job position and the company that I work for, I'm a lead digital strategist at a digital consultancy startup called FreeLogic Inc. And interestingly, I actually knew about this company from my business fraternity. So I guess I always recommend everybody to get involved on campus and join different student organizations and just get to know people. That's all about me, and I look forward to seeing you all. Bye.
Hi there. As a way of introduction, my name is Priyanka, or Pri for short. I'm a fourth year information systems major, and I'm a peer mentor for students with disabilities. I'm a research assistant at the Behavioral Economics and Decision Making Lab, where I study competitiveness amongst the UCs. I'm a member of Phi Chi Theta, and a fun fact about me is that I love to scuba dive or any other water activity. Starting in the fall, I'll be working at EY Parthenon doing technology consulting, specifically for mergers and acquisition strategy. And I'm very excited to meet with all of you.
Yo, what's good, guys? It's your boy Eddie Jaramillo, and I'm a UCR alumni student. I'm actually a transfer student from Long Beach City College, and I graduated UCR in 2020. I majored in business and I concentrated in information systems because I believe the world is going digital. 1 year after graduating, I decided to start my own business and become a jeweler, which allowed me to create the first ever NFT chain. It's an NFT wearable that allows you to display any NFT you would like on your chain. So shout out UCR for keeping me up to date with technology, and good luck to all the students that are pursuing information systems in UCR.
Hi everyone, my name's Alice Wu and my pronouns are she, her, hers. I'm a fourth year business student at UCR concentrating in information systems and minoring in applied statistics. I'm currently president of Alpha Kappa Psi, which is the largest co-ed business fraternity on campus. And throughout the past 4 years, I've held numerous business on-campus jobs as well as intern at Fortune 500 companies such as CNN and Intel. Within a month, I will be starting as a business systems analyst at Atlassian, and I'm moving to Austin, Texas. And one fun fact about me is that I'm really into weightlifting. It has been 4 years since I started powerlifting, and it's a really big part of my life. And also, I'm 100% Taiwanese American, and I'm currently in Taiwan right now.
Perfect. Thank you, Peng-Chi. Now is the time that you all have been waiting for. Please welcome our panelists, Eddie, Alice, Priyanka, and Heidi.
Hey.
That's good.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Let's just wait for our other two panelists and then we'll get started. So let's start off with a few questions to get a better sense of everyone's background. A lot of students don't know what information systems is and what career they can get with this degree. Each of you has a different career path. Can you explain what it is that you do and how it utilizes your information systems knowledge? We can start off with Alice.
Hi, everyone. It's great to be here. So I am graduating this quarter and I've been taking information systems classes. I'm taking my last 2 right now. The reason why I chose information systems is because I'm very interested in the intersection between technology and business. And like Eddie said, the entire world is churning digital, and a lot of businesses are using newer technology to help make their businesses more efficient and cost efficient, especially. So my job currently, I've been an intern for Comtrend, which is a mid-tier telecommunications company based in Taiwan, actually, for the past year. And I'm a business development analyst intern. And I wear a lot of hats in this role, but overall, my job is to figure out ways to help expand the business using new technologies. So in the past, I've saved the company hundreds of thousands of dollars from implementing a new customer relationship management system, similar to Salesforce. I manage hundreds of basically like a huge Excel spreadsheet, and I use pivot tables and a lot of formulas to create a prioritization calculation to help, segment customers. And that's just like one of the long list of things that I do in this internship. But in the past, I was a business analyst intern at Intel Corporation last summer. And there I was helping run a $48 million project where I helped create a normalized template for stakeholders all around the world using unstructured data. So basically data that was just completely messy. And I helped clean it up and create a basically also like a calculation on Excel and on Tableau for stakeholders to help prioritize capital budget. And recently, I just finished my internship at CNN as a digital research analyst intern. And there, I did a bit of UI, UX research, but also I used my information systems knowledge to help, create new content strategy just from analyzing previous audience data and insight and seeing what would be the best route for the 2021 and 2022 content for CNN next year. But overall, I think that information systems is probably one of the best concentrations. I mean, not being biased or anything. Actually, yes, being biased is that one of the best concentrations that you could have within UCR business, because you learn a lot about how you can, get into this mentality of seeking out new opportunities, just using technology around you. And I honestly feel like this field is going to be growing very, very fast within the next few years. And it's really great for students to have a little bit of experience in coding, in Excel, being able to look at data and seeing how you could build a story from it and how you can communicate that data in a very tangible way to business stakeholders, where you can help influence business decisions.
Perfect. Thank you, Alice. Now we'll go on to Heidi.
Wow, that was such a good explanation. Anyway, thanks for having me. So my role is very different from what Alice does. I do more of the creative side rather than analytical side. So I would start off with how I chose information systems. I chose information systems because like what Alice said, everything is going digital. So I wanted to get more experience so that maybe we can just learn about what's advancing. And there are so many ways that tech can help the communities, help the world, help individuals. So that's why I wanted to be able to go into a very dynamic field like tech. And then I also like business a lot, so I don't want to go all into engineering, and information systems is the perfect like marriage between business as well as engineering or computer science. So that's why I chose information systems. And like what Alice said, it is a very useful field. But one thing I have to say is it is really up to you to learn this, to choose what skills to pick up and to take extra courses to learn that. Because at school, there's only so much you can learn about information systems. It's such a broad field. So you take classes about like concepts and sometimes about specific hard skills or technical skills. But it's really up to you to go out there and take, for example, SQL courses, Tableau courses, Excel courses. Excel is so important. So that's one thing that I want to say. And then you also have to do your due diligence to go out there and look at what type of roles are available. Because as an information systems major, you can go into so many roles. You can become a program manager, or like a data analyst, or even for me. So for me right now, I'm doing like UI UX design, but specifically my role is a digital strategist. So what I do is I do a lot of business strategy, helping organizations to either enter markets or to grow. It's kind of vague right now, but really we just do everything to help a company to grow, be it email campaigns, marketing campaigns, websites, like whole business strategy, lead generation, all those kind of things. We do all that. And our main clients are the smaller clients, so nonprofits, small businesses, startups, and even individual entrepreneurs or artists. So yeah, for mine, the role is very creative. So I would say I don't use that many. I do use analytical roles in order to improve the design or improve the campaign or business strategy that we are doing. But for me, I would say other tools are more useful, like Adobe, all those kind of things that you also learn because if you know coding, you can develop websites in a certain way as well. So yep, that's from me.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing. Really appreciate that. Now we'll hear from Pri.
Sure. So information systems to me is mainly the bridge between business and computer science. And by this, I mean it's a wave of communication. So a lot of business people tend to not have a technical background, and that's totally okay. And a lot of computer science people don't have that business background. So information systems kind of combines the two by a communications channel. And by this, I mean that person who is 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 going to go ahead and communicate across both of those major work streams. And that's what I absolutely love about it. And I definitely think, like what Alice said, that this is going to completely grow as we move forward. And in terms of what I do for information systems, so I used to work at United Technologies. They're now called Raytheon Technologies. They actually merged and they separated their company. So for example, United Technologies had two business units and they spun off. So when a company goes through any kind of transformation like that, their applications, infrastructure, cybersecurity also have to go through a similar transformation. So I worked on that from a project management perspective. For example, what I did was for the testing of applications, infrastructure, and cybersecurity, I was not only involved in the coding aspect of unit testing, but I also was able to communicate all of that testing material to higher executives. So that's kind of an example of information systems in terms of a communication role. I then moved on to work in consulting at EY. So basically there it's a very similar role just from a consulting perspective. I basically worked on a spinoff and a really large company in Florida. I unfortunately can't say which one from a privacy perspective, but a large company in Florida. And they were also going through that kind of transformation. So it's helping my client achieve those goals using technology, using interdependency trackers, like someone said earlier, with using Excel is super important for that, doing some kind of cybersecurity as well, and cloud migration. So that one was a little bit more coding based as opposed to business, but it was still equally as fun.
That was awesome to hear. Thank you, Pri. Now we'll hear from Eddie.
Yo, what's good, guys? My name is Eddie. I'm the NFT jeweler. So then out of my business information systems, I believe I use the side of business more. So I was more like of an entrepreneur. So then like I remember for like a summer, I was a mechanic, and then another summer I did the COVID cleaning. I put the mask on, and I sanitized everything. And then after graduating, I decided to become a jeweler. And just the way like the world's moving, like you could just see that like it's all about technology and all about data. So then just keeping up with data with technology is really important. So then it kept me alive like in the crypto world, or at least like surrounded by people I wanted to learn from. And then one day I was just like, you know what, why don't I just like combine these two worlds? So then in the crypto world, like right now, NFTs are hot, right? And then I decided, you know what, let's put this on the chain. And then like as you guys can see, I made this. So then these are like this circle one is an NFT, and then right here is just like a picture of me and Mac Miller, you know. But yeah, like I said, like a lot of these companies, because of COVID, you can see that they're going digital, right? Like a lot of these jobs, like you could do from home. So I mean, like for sure, like information systems is like the way to go, because like if you learn how to manipulate the data, like you're gonna be important for a company. And like Tableau for sure, like just learn that program and you're gonna be making money.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing. Just wanted to remind everyone that if you guys have questions for them, we will have breakout room sessions later, so you guys can ask them more personal questions. But now let's move on to another question. Can you explain why you chose this career and why it interested you? Let's start with Heidi.
I think we kind of touched on it just now, but things more creative. But like as I mentioned, tech comes into play for so many different roles as well as different functions in the society. So that's why I decided to go into tech. And I think it's also because previously I never had the confidence to go into a very technical role. So I felt like when I'm in college, going for more sort of technical major information systems where I can get to meet information systems professors and get guidance from them. That was actually one main thing that I wanted to get through the major.
Perfect. Now we'll pass it on to Pri.
Sure. So when I was growing up, I used to build robots, and as dorky as that sounds, it was totally my hobby. When I was younger, I used to be really lazy and I hated to clean my room. So in order to fix that solution, my dad and I created a robot that would go and pick up socks and put it in my laundry basket for me. And I used to code all of that stuff, and we built it together. And I've always had that interest in engineering. In high school, I went and joined the robotics team, and we would go and build robots in competition. So we would find them, they would like pick up balls and put them in hoops, or like push other robots aside and push certain buttons depending on the color, etc. And that part of me has always been like a thing, I guess. My father also was in this industry, and I've just been around technology my whole life. And ironically enough, in college, I decided to go in as a bioengineering major. I then took OChem and realized that this is not for me. I took a couple of computer science classes and I said, yeah, I should probably revert back. So I took some CS courses, did a little bit more coding, and realized that, you know, as much as I love coding, I'm missing that human aspect. I'm missing that communication part. And I then attached the business major to my degree. So that's kind of how I got started with that. And the more and more I worked in industry, the more and more I found that I just still absolutely love the tech aspect of it. And I'm so lucky to be able to do that moving forward.
That's great to hear. Thank you for sharing that. Now we'll go on to Eddie.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, of course. Can you explain why you chose this career and why it interested you?
All right, so then I was deciding. Well, I mean, I was gonna go in as a business. I just knew that I wanted to get a degree in business because for sure not engineering. I'm not that smart in math. And then like I said, I was already starting my own businesses, like becoming like selling cars and becoming a mechanic and stuff. And then like I started the sanitation business. So then I was like, I know there's like other concentrations, but just the same thing I keep saying, like the world is moving digital, right? So I mean, like, why not have that combination of business and technology? Like, I don't know the coding side, but I know the business side, you know. So like, might as well like take those classes and like learn about like how to use data like for your advantage. So that's you know, that's why I picked it.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you. Now we'll go on and hear from Alice.
Yeah, so coming into college, okay, so I don't know if it's like this for y'all, but I choose business because I'm really terrible at math. I literally cannot do math for my life. So I was like, all right, business, I probably don't have to do math. So that's pretty much why I chose business. And I became interested in big tech because of the culture. And, you know, I dabbled with a lot of roles, especially in my fraternity, Alpha Kappa Psi. I was VP marketing my first year and VP professional development. And so there was a lot of roles that I tried out. You know, originally I thought I wanted to do marketing, but once I tried some marketing roles, I was like, I think I want something a little bit more like with computers and with just like with technical stuff. So I landed on information systems just because I was doing a lot of research on the potential job market in the future. And, you know, a lot of the articles and like the books I read said that, you know, anything that involved big data is going to explode within the next like 10 years. So I was like, okay, thinking about my future and thinking about my career development, I think that I should just go towards information systems or business analytics because it would be most like, first of all, like I think it would be like most lucrative, but also it just sounds the most interesting and would have like the most roles I could find within big tech. And so that's why I landed in information systems. But overall, even though I'm really terrible at math, I think like information systems is not really math. It's just very logical, and it's very like you don't need to be good at math to be good at information systems is what I'm saying. And also another thing is I'm really into leadership and public speaking and talking to people. And I think that I'm a very good communicator. So I wanted to be in a role where I could speak to a lot of people and explain concepts to people and explain projects to people, which is why I also chose information systems, because I want to be that person to connect engineers with business leaders and potentially like lead a team of engineers, you know, understanding the technical terminology, but also understanding like the business strategy and the business aspect of the company.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Alice. So our next question is, what do you think is one of the most important things you did at UCR to be where you are now? In other words, do you have any stories and advice to share with the current students? Let's start with Pri.
Sure. So I would say networking is the biggest thing that I did at UCR. And I think that's if you take anything away from this panel, is that you should continue and always network. Even if you have a role currently, always look for the next opportunity. For example, I got really close to Professor Rich during actually my Business 101 course. I would ask him a bunch of questions and we would go back and forth, and I'd visit his office hours. And he's now not only a huge part of like my mentorship role at UCR, but also just a really good friend. And I've been to lunch with him. We got sushi, like he's invited me out other places. And it's been so awesome to have that relationship with a professor who also is so knowledgeable about this subject. And I would say networking is so important, whether it be with a professor, like my example, or whether it be in the professional world, or even your students, your peers. I mean, I think the main reason a lot of us go to college is, yes, for the degree, but also because of your peers around you. All of them are going to go do incredible things, and you're going to want to stay in touch with them. You're going to want to talk to them, learn from them, and do all you can to like grow from your peers.
Perfect. Thank you so much for sharing, Pri. Unfortunately, everyone, Pri does have to leave. But if you have any questions for her, please feel free to message her on LinkedIn or any of her social medias, which should be dropped down below in the chat. But thank you so much, Pri, for joining us today.
Yeah, thank you all for having me. Please don't hesitate to reach out, network with me. Haha. I'm happy to answer any questions you might have. But thank you so much for having me. Have a good one.
Bye, take care. Now we'll go on to Eddie.
So the one thing from UCR I would take is definitely, like she said, networking, because I mean the only reason I'm here is because like one day I asked Brittany for help in like a computer class, and then like all that led to like this moment right here where I'm at, and definitely like it is just about like collabing with people, and just like working as a team, because like you get farther as a team, you're like solo, like you're gonna go slow, but like if you meet and you surround yourself with people that are creative and stuff, like you for sure, you're gonna have a good time.
Definitely, yes. Thank you, Eddie. Now we'll go on to Alice.
So there's many lessons that I learned in college, and I think one thing that, especially first and second year should know, that college is the best 4 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6, however many years, for self-growth. And I want to say, like, even though our careers are extremely important, for our livelihood and for our future, it is not the only important thing in our lives. So do not put your self-worth on where you work or how many internships you have or how like the salary you make, because that is not what life is about. We were not put on this earth to work a 9-to-5 job. Like, we're not put on this earth to work. So I just want to make that clear off the bat. And do not value yourself, or do not like compare yourself based off of labels, or based off of like what type of company you work for. So that's one thing that I learned throughout my 4 years, especially coming from a non-target school. It's really hard to not compare yourself to those at like UC Berkeley, UCLA, or whatever Ivy Leagues, getting like Google or Facebook or McKinsey, whatever, because everyone has their own value, everyone has their own timeline, and everyone has their own unique strengths that we can utilize for our benefit, in our different way. And so one really important thing that I learned in college is definitely giving back and empathy. And I know that that's like not really related to information systems, but like throughout my past 4 years, I learned a lot just from myself, and just going on LinkedIn webinars, doing a lot of research. I've been on over 200 coffee chats with professionals on LinkedIn, and that's how I've gathered a lot of the business knowledge that I have today. But now I'm a mentor for a lot of people, and I want to say like success, like what is success if it's not shared? What is success if we're not giving back to those who were in the same position as us in the past? So that's definitely one thing that really makes up my life today, is mentorship and supporting others, especially those in marginalized communities. And also just go above and beyond and know your fullest potential. and then work to find your fullest potential. Don't take any role or don't let any person treat you less than you deserve. And understand that, even if you're a student, even if you're just an intern or, a new grad or an entry level, doesn't mean that you deserve to be treated less. So definitely look out for yourself and look out for others, that were in the same place as you were, and just like value the important things in life.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Alice, for sharing that. We have one more last question before breakout rooms. What are the best technical skills or certifications to give yourself the best edge in this industry? We can start off with Eddie.
So I think one really important one to know is Tableau, because that's pretty cool. I remember they put an example when I was in class where he was trying to open up a barber shop, and with this program, like you could, oh my god, my cat, but you could basically see where all the barbershops are at and the location where you want to put it, and then like you could check my god, get my bad. So then, my bad, guys. So then you're trying to open a barbershop, like where are you gonna open up the barbershop, like, right? So then like this program, it lets you check the map, and then you put barbershop, and then it shows you the location for all the barbershops. So then what do you need for a barbershop? You need men, right? Obviously, it's not a salon. So then with that program, you can see like, whoa, like the genders, right? And then what else you're gonna need? You need people that have money, right? So then you can check the income of everybody around you. And then you can even do crazy stuff like check the traffic, right? Like check how many times like cars pass by, and it's literally all about data. So like literally, if you know how to use this data, like you can do anything you want basically. And that's what's really important for like companies, right? Because they want the money, and like the data reads the money.
Definitely agree with you, Eddie. Thank you. Now we can go on to Alice.
So one thing that got me ahead, and I think got me the like qualification for my first big tech internship at Intel is like I love UCR and UCR classes, but unfortunately, this is my personal opinion. I feel like most of the valuable information that I learned is not through not through classes. like it's great to work on your GPA, and as long as your GPA is above like a 3.5, you're chilling, or 3.0 honestly. But it's all about experience, and for me, I'd say experience over classes. But that's how I personally did it. So basically, I learned by myself through Udemy. So I learned SQL, I learned advanced Excel, I learned Tableau, I learned pretty much like business analytics fundamentals. I learned some UX design fundamentals. Everything I learned off of YouTube and Udemy. And I did not learn it through class at UCR, unfortunately. So I think like you really need to go out there. So I think Heidi also mentioned it earlier. You need to, take the initiative, go out there and learn the most desirable skills that your future employer would want to look for in a candidate. And you could find those out by, speaking to professionals who are already in that field. Ask them, what technologies, what tools do you use every day in your role? And the more knowledge you gather of what these professionals are using day to day, the more like what you should be focusing on and what you should be learning, and the tools that you should have in your belt. But yeah, that's pretty much what I did. And even though I didn't like utilize these tools like in a job, or this is actually what I did. I had a lot of on-campus jobs. I've had 4 on-campus jobs, and one including in the International Affairs Office, and that's how I met Heidi, actually. I was a front desk assistant. So a front desk assistant, they pretty much just answer phones, and like log stuff and schedule advisors' calendars. But I wanted to do more than that. And so what I did was I proposed a project for like with my manager to visualize the incoming like student data and see like where advisors' strengths are being utilized. And so I visualized that on Excel and on Tableau, and I learned pivot tables throughout the way. And so because I initiated that project, I literally created that project out of thin air. I could put that on my resume. And that's something that I talked about within my Intel interview. So you don't have to stick by the role description. If you see an opportunity of improvement, if you see an opportunity where you can make a difference or where you can stand out or you can utilize tools that you've been learning on the side, do it. Because your manager is not going to shut you down for doing something that could potentially save the company time, money, or could increase efficiency. And that is all the better for your future and for your future interviews. So basically, more of the story is create your own passion projects. You don't have to have an actual role or have the role title to do the job and to do something with whatever technology, whatever tool, whatever concept you want to learn, or whatever concept you want to showcase.
Definitely. Thank you, Alice. Now we'll pass it on to Heidi.
Yep, Alice said it really well, and Eddie as well. So I would say, firstly, it's really hard to say a specific certification or skill for everybody because in information systems, the roles are so dynamic. So for example, if you're a project or program manager, then you use PM tools. But if you are doing marketing audit, then you use different tools as well. So definitely network with people and ask them what kind of tools are needed because they have very specific tools that they need. But I think more than the tools and the certifications, it's more important to learn about how those work. Like Pivot, like Excel, Tableau, all of these are data, and they ultimately have the same purpose. And usually, especially right now for both startups and bigger corporations, a lot of things work in this way. Like you have a hypothesis. So you come up with a hypothesis, you test it, and then you reiterate from there. So knowing the process and then knowing what tool to use in the middle in order to test the hypothesis, I think that's very important because right now new tools are springing up here and there. Like suddenly one day you have this new project management tool and then so many other companies too. Like right now I work at FreeLogic, right? But we have partners that we work with. So all of them, they use different project management tools too. And when you partner with them, you ultimately have to use their tools as well. So knowing how those tools work, like the concept, so it's kind of like coding, knowing the concept of coding, knowing the logic, and then that will allow you to use other tools as efficiently as well. So I think that is the most important part, not just following instructions and steps, but knowing how each tool works and catering that to what you want to do to the company that you are interested in and the role that you're interested in.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Eddie, Heidi, and Alice, all for that insight. These are all the questions we have prepared from our end, but now we would like to take this opportunity to open up breakout rooms for the audience to ask their questions directly to one of our panelists. Room 1 will have Alice, room 2 will have Heidi, and Eddie will stay in the main room. Now you can go open up the breakout rooms and jump in between to ask any of our panelists questions. Thank you.
Yo, what's good, guys?
I think everyone is being transferred into breakout rooms right now, so we'll give a minute.
Hi, I just have a general question.
Yeah, go for it.
Is there going to be a survey at the end of this meeting, or?
Yes, that will be sent in the group, in the chat below at the end of the meeting.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, will it be sent in the chat or will it sent via email?
It will be both, but please stay until the end for more details on that.
All right. I have a question for Eddie, if you don't mind.
Yes, go for it.
I was wondering, when did you start? Like how many years ago when did you start this business? Number one, and number two, has it been profitable?
So then I graduated 2020. So then so business information systems, what's cool about it is that like it's half and half, right? It's business and then technology, right? So then what I did, I did more of the business side. So then I just, I started my own business as a jeweler, and I go to downtown every day. And then I basically like have a mentor. My sister introduced me to him, and he's a jeweler. He's been there like 20 years. And then, I mean, with COVID, it's just like impossible to get a job right now. I was gonna do like, I'm gonna just do my own stuff. So then, I did my Instagram, I did marketing and blah blah blah, right? And then just little by little, I just started taking out pieces, right? And then also use my jeweler's pieces. And then at the same time, I had my sanitation business, and at the same time, I'm a reseller. I was like selling Xboxes and PS5s and all of that stuff. So then like I have like multiple streams of income. And then obviously like crypto and then like stocks and stuff like that. But like so it's like a mixture. I'm all over the place. But it's like that's me. I just like I like hustling.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah. So then 2020, I graduated, became a jeweler, and then I've been a jeweler for like a year, and I already changed the game, forever. So that's pretty cool.
I see. Has it been profitable?
Yeah. I mean, this chain for sure gonna make me a lot of money.
Sure, because I mean it's an innovative idea. How many have you sold, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, I'm waiting. I'm auctioning it.
I see.
So then, I mean, all these guys in the NFT space, like they're all collectors. And then, it's all about like the small artists right now. And obviously like what's smaller than a kid from South Central. So then I'm also making like an NFT movie and like using my chains, right? And then also I use some like there's like avatar NFTs right now, right? They're called CryptoPunks, and like the floor on them for like one CryptoPunk is like $40,000, right? It's just like the first NFT ever made. So then what I did, I'm like, I'm just gonna make a little mini movie about these guys. So then hit me up like in a week and see how much I sell that little movie for. And then I'm gonna auction off my chain, not this one, but I'm gonna auction off the square one, because that one went viral. It had like 4 million interaction on Twitter, had like 600,000 like views, right? I met Steve Aoki. He invited me to his house. It was pretty cool. I had to like wear socks and stuff, like take off my shoes. And then Murder the Beats hit me up, Rock Nation hit me up, managers for like top Latin artists hit me up, but it's like, yeah, I could have just like made the easy money and sell it right away, but like might as well just create a plan, because like this world I'm in, basically I feel like I'm in the Matrix, right? And it's like the beginning of like the internet, like in 1995 and stuff like that, like the NFT world. And like I made my mark already, so like might as well you like build something that's gonna give me generational wealth, so then like I have to think about it carefully. So that's why I have not sold the chain. And it's crazy because like I need money, but I mean like I might as well just plan for the future.
I see. Would you mind explaining the auction process? Because I know NFTs, you're kind of going into this new digital age where physical items don't actually matter, and it's all about NFTs just owning the digital right to the product, whatever it may be. To the piece of art in your case, but you're mixing that physical side with, the NFT side. Tell me how that works. How does the auction process actually work?
So then I'm still trying to find like the correct platform to do it. So then like some of these platforms, like the cool ones, like they basically work like eBay and Amazon, right? It's just like you put your stuff and then it's like a marketplace, right? But like I want to see who, what marketplace to do it on first. But basically I'm gonna set like a reserve price, maybe like 10 Ethereum, 7 Ethereum, 5 Ethereum, or whatever. And then when obviously I'm gonna have to market it and stuff. But when let's say I put 5 Ethereum, and then like a collector or whatever likes the piece or like art, or basically they hit the reserve price of 5 Ethereum, and then that's when the auction starts. So you got 24 hours to bid on it. But something that that's cool about it is just that like a lot of small artists are winning right now, because like what Ethereum does, like the coin, right? The crypto coin is like it creates this ecosystem, right? for like people to start developing their own apps and stuff. So like NFTs are not just gonna be about like digital art. Like it's gonna be like way more like cool stuff. Like right now, yeah, it's just focused on the art part, but like you could create like Mark Cuban, right, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks. He's gonna use NFTs for like tickets, right? So he's gonna create the ticket and NFT, right? My chains are an NFT that brings along a physical product, right? And is gonna bring along a digital product. I mean, a digital product too. So like for me, yeah, I felt like my NFT, right? My NFT chain brings like a lot to this world, right? Because like right now, one way to show off the NFTs is they're creating like these digital like blocks or like digital frames, right? And then you could just like go with your phone and then boom, upload your NFT and it's cool, right? But like that's at your house, and then like you can share your NFT on your phone, but it's like whatever, right? But then like what I did is like you're gonna have it like as a wearable. So then like imagine all these rappers and stuff that like like wearing gold, like wearing diamonds. Well, now they're gonna be able to show off their NFT, right? And let's say you have a Beeple NFT, and Beeple is like the main 3D artist right now, like in the space. And bro, that guy sold one NFT for like $80 million, right? But it's just right now, it's just like the early stages, and then like it's really cool. Like it's gonna impact like a lot of stuff, like music too, like insurance policies. Like I don't know, man. Just like watch like Mark Cuban and like all those guys, and then you're gonna see that the NFT world is just it's not art. It's gonna be way more things. But I don't know all the answers because like they're building it right now as we speak. And then I mean, my favorite part about NFTs is like the metaverse. So then like when you turn on like you put on your VR glasses or whatever, you're gonna enter like this video game world, right? And then like it's gonna be all digital around you, right? And like that's gonna be my favorite part right there, the metaverse.
I see. How many chains have you made, and do you think this is going to be a business you're going to be able to cultivate into, making a lot of money for the rest of your future?
Well, I mean, shit, I better be making a lot of money. I feel like it's a cool product either way, because like you don't even have to put like an NFT in it, right? It's just like you could put like your mom's picture or like a video of your deceased, like whatever. Like so, then for example, I make these, right? Look, it's just a picture,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Those are pretty popular already.
Yeah, right. These are really popular, right? So then like other people are starting to like do 3D molding, right? And like they'll carve out the actual physical face of it and then like paint it with the brush, and then it looks cool, that too, right? But now like what I did, right? Like now it's the digital world, the digital chain. It's two ways to flex, the new flexing of the digital age right here, like a combination of this guy right here, this food's worth like 40K, just that picture right there, that's a crypto punk right there.
I see. Another question for you. Because I mean, the whole thing about NFTs that I haven't been able to understand yet is that anyone could look up the picture online, right? I think the flex of it is that you actually own, you own it on a hard drive. You own the digital asset on a hard drive. But in reality, anyone could get one of your chains and just put a picture, whatever, they can find one of those Beeple pictures and put it on. What do you think about that? Does that diminish the value?
Well, I mean, nah, because like it already exists in fashion, like a counterfeit market, right? Like I wouldn't rock fake Yeezys. I wouldn't rock fake Air Jordans, like that's not me. So like, why would you rock a fake NFT? Like what about someone like you're wearing my NFT chain and then they're like, hey, let me check if you own that NFT. Like they're gonna catch you, right? Just like you're wearing fake Yeezys. So then I'm talking to a company, right? We're trying to, I don't know what I could say, but basically, like you're gonna have my chain, right? And then you're gonna have the phone, and then you're gonna go boom, and it's gonna have like an NFC tag, right? And it's gonna boom, boom, and it's gonna have the NFT, right? It's gonna scan the phone with the NFT. It's gonna send the signal, and it's gonna be a way to prove ownership. So then you can already see it, right? Like I don't know if any of you guys own NBA jerseys, the new ones. Like they have a little tag like on the side. That's an NFC tag, right? So then like you go with your phone, and then it reads it, and then that takes you to like the Nike website, right? But now like this is gonna be, NFTs are gonna be a way to show ownership.
I see.
Hi, so I believe Shivali had a question. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. He said, how do you feel about taking on risks of starting your own business?
Man, it's so scary. Oh my God, like so much struggle and like the road is not never clear. Like you just, I mean, it's just problems all the time, you know, and just like what's the next move? What's the next move? You know, like it's really, really hard to start your own business. Like you really have to be prepared. And I know from experience, you know, like I mean, I told you like for summer, like I used to like bring in like salvage cars and then like fix them up, boom, 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 and then like go on Facebook, do marketing, and then go on OfferUp, do some marketing right there, and then I would fix up the car, and then I would try to sell the car. So then that marketing, I would have to do it all by myself. I would have to talk to customers all by myself, like test drives all by myself. You know, like it's a struggle. And then like so then I had another business, right, the sanitation business for COVID. You know, because I just felt like damn, those foods are making money, and then it was true, like, but it's like a lot of complicated stuff like that you're gonna find like on your journey. Like for my sanitation business, I knew that money was there, you know, because like I knew that government contracts are money, right? And it's pretty cool because like they support like small businesses and stuff. Like they have a SBA certificate, and then they also have like they save jobs for like people of color, you know. So like if you're a person of color, like the government saves jobs for you if you start a little business, you know. So then I was thinking of all that, and like I researched everything, and I wanted to sanitize like schools, I wanted to sanitize like DMVs, right? Just government contracts, because that's where the money's at. So then I got like really, really far, and then I started doing houses, I started doing like offices, right? And then I'm like, damn, how am I gonna get like the government contracts? How am I gonna get the school contracts, right? And then I researched like how to like put my company in like the LAUSD program and the state program, right? But then like the biggest like problem I had is like I didn't know how to read it like 100-page like contracts. Like that was the hardest thing for me. And like I'm gonna be honest, I never made it, but I did get subcontracted to do a DMV, like right, because they had COVID or whatever. So then I took my dad, took my brother, right, and then they paid me just that one day. It probably took like 2 hours. I sanitized the whole place. They paid me 1,500 for like 4 hours, you know, for like me, my brother, and my dad. But then I was subcontracted. So guess how much the guy was making that hired me to do his contract, you know? And it's like, damn, it's like it's hard. It's hard. Like if I would have known how to read those contracts, like I was early in the business, like I could have actually had those government contracts and I could have like cashed out. But I mean, like that's the struggle, you know, like that's what you need to learn. So now like in the jewelry game, I'm learning all about like the NFTs and how am I gonna like put my NFT like basically, because I made like, you know, I made a big statement in the NFT world, right? It's like, so then how am I gonna use that early success in the NFT world to like build myself up like in this digital world? Because like, yeah, I could sell physical jewelry, but now like I feel like I could sell digital jewelry too, you know. So why not both? You know, that's both money, both in the physical and the digital world. So now that's something that I'm gonna have to think about, and that's all hard because like now I'm gonna have to have a 3D guy. Now I'm at the 3D jeweler guy, you know, because he's gonna have to make the animation for like the jewelry that so they could go like inside like the games, you know, like they said like there's like metaverse worlds that are being created right now, right? Like digital worlds, like you put your VR set and like you go into these video game worlds, right? So then like how do I sell jewelry there too, you know? So because I'm the NFT jeweler, right, I should be selling both in the physical and the digital world. And then I mean it's all complicated, man. It's just a struggle, like you have to learn. And then like yeah. You know, it's a lot of problems, but I mean, like, you know, just keep trying to learn every day and just keep getting better little by little, you know, you're going to reach it.
Now, Eddie, I actually have a question for you from myself. It is as another person who started a business during quarantine, I wanted to ask you how you were able to market your business to like where it is today. Like, how are you able to spread the word?
So then, for my COVID business, I used OfferUp. I just placed my ad, right? And then I would just put my phone number, and then like they would message me or they would call me, or then I would put my ad as on Craigslist, right? Because they have an ad space too. So then, I mean, there's a lot of free ways you could do it, and there's ways you could pay. So then for my jewelry, like I'd be paying like $100 a month in advertisement, Facebook, I mean Instagram ads, right? right? And then like before like the NFT, like right, and then the cool thing about like Instagram ads, it shows you like the data, right? It shows you how many followers you get, how many people watched it, how many people clicked your profile. You know, it's all data. So then the more you spend, the more of a bigger audience that Instagram ad is gonna do it. So then at first I would, when I didn't have the NFT jewelry, I would post regular jewelry, and then yeah, I would get like a couple follows here and there, you know, and then some questions like, oh, how do I buy this, blah blah blah. But then now that I met to like this NFT jewelry piece, I did like $100 for like a month, and then that gave me like 100 followers. So, because I mean, it's just like new jewelry that people haven't seen, you know. Is like I feel like it's groundbreaking for sure. Like is like I feel like out of 300 million people in like in America, like there's gonna be some people that love my jewelry, right? It's just like it's the future of like I believe it's the future of jewelry. It's tech jewelry, right? Luxurious, like you can show it off both, you know. You get it's two forms of like flexing now, you know, like physical and digital. So then like for sure the way I'm gonna have to market it is just keep like paying those Instagram ads, or like maybe another way that I'm gonna do it, maybe do like some collaborations, right? Because like I am gonna invent other chains, right? So then like what do I need? I'm gonna need an NFT, right, for the NFT chain. So then why not ask like a good 3D guy, or like a good 3D artist right now, like in the space, right? Like this guy has a big audience, I have a big audience now, like let's work together, and then boom, you know, make some magic, and then that piece becomes like even better, you know.
All right, and now Brittany has questions for you. She says, Eddie, you were recently interviewed by Gary V's team, or is that Gary 5? I'm not sure, sorry. But what was the takeaway from that interview?
I mean, they just wanted to see that they're really cool. I mean, honestly, like, you know, they came up to the shop, you know, it was weird. I mean, it was my first interview, you know, like Gary V's team. Obviously, like Gary V has like 5 million followers, right? But I mean, you know, they came up to the shop, I showed them the piece. I was kind of a bit nervous, you know. I mean, like, what the hell is gonna go up on YouTube and everything, right? And then we want to go get a beer. You know, they just talked about like how I started, you know, my business, how I get in the MT world. You know, I just talk like regular, like a little podcast, right? But I mean, definitely exciting, you know, to get like recognized, or like, you know, interviewed by like his team. But I mean, like, I want that meeting with him, you know. So then, you know, for sure, I'm gonna get that one day.
Okay, thank you very much for speaking today, Eddie.
I can't. You broke up.
Oh, thank you very much for speaking today.
Okay. That's cool. This is an NFT too.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone. I think everyone is starting to head back into the main room. So before we close off today, I had a huge request, and I would love to take a picture of everyone that is here. So if you would like to be a part of it, can you please turn on your camera so we can take a quick screenshot? We should be taking a picture in 1 minute. Sorry, we're just setting up real quick.
Let me put my chain on. Hold up. Bro, this NFT right here, this guy right here is like $3,000 right now. I mean, it's pretty cool, you know. That's a lot of hard work. That was an artist, right?
Bro,
That's
3,000.
really cool.
This guy's from Peru, bro. Like, come on, man. That's so hard that, you know, that Ethereum lets you just support artists around the world.
All right, are you guys ready to take a picture? All right. Count down 3 seconds, right? 3, 2, 1. One more. 3, 2, 1. All right, thank you guys. I'm gonna hand it back to Hannah.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Fenji. Before we head out, or welcome back actually, I hope these breakout rooms helped you gain a better knowledge that there are a lot of opportunities with an IS degree. So before we head out, our faculty advisor, Professor Rich, unfortunately was not able to make it tonight, but he has a few words to share with you all.
Hello. Many of you know me, but in case you don't, my name is Professor Rich, and I teach the Core Information Systems course, Business 101. I'm also the faculty advisor for Management Information Systems Society. Unfortunately, I was not able to attend tonight's panel, but I still wanted to thank you all for attending and also give a thank you to our speakers, Heidi, Pri, Eddie, and Alice, for sharing their stories. It's been a pleasure getting to know these students throughout their IS journey, and their careers highlight the limitless possibilities of IS. If you're interested in IS, keep in touch with Management Information Systems Society's events, and also look for a huge change this year. Even if you're not concentrating in IS, you're always welcome to reach out on our social channels to ask about IS or see how you can apply IS to your concentration or future career. Have a great rest of the quarter and do well on finals. Seniors, congrats on graduating and getting out of here. For those of you coming back next year, I will see you on campus.
Thank you, Professor Rich. Now we would like to announce the giveaway winners. The winners will be chosen right after this event, and the winners will be emailed on their winnings. We would like to give a special shout out to Alpha for donating one of the prizes of sponsoring a Student's Choice of Certification course. Also, we would like to thank our 4 panelists for helping inspire UCR students in the diversity role information systems play in our business world. Lastly, we would also like to thank everyone for coming out tonight and spending their Wednesday night with us. Please do not forget to fill out this post-event survey that will be dropped down in the chat box and will also be emailed tomorrow. If you want your extra credit, make sure to fill out this survey. Good night, everyone, and take care. Thank you for joining us tonight. Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, panelists. It was wonderful hearing from everybody and a lot of insight. Really appreciate everything. So wonderful job.